Hello and welcome back to another character preview video. My name is Lumen and today we're having a look at Fellowship. Fellowship is a MODA, or multiplayer online dungeon adventure set in an exciting fantasy world with endlessly scalable dungeon runs. Players must focus on working together as a team with an emphasis on skill, cooperation and strategy to defeat bosses, collect loot, and work together to overcome ever-present challenges. Experience the Holy Trinity and build the ultimate team of tanks, healers, and damage dealers to take down hordes of enemies and imposing bosses. Work together with your friends to overcome the greatest challenges, creating unbreakable bonds and memorable moments. Players can also flex their individual skills on the competitive leaderboards that show where you stand in Fellowship. Persevere, overcome, and ascend through the top ranks in Fellowship. And yeah, pick from a roster of pretty interesting looking heroes to use on your adventure, which is why we are here. I have a lot to say about this game and the way that they've approached it. A lot. So please check the outro for that. First, however, if you'd like to do a deep dive to discover all there is to discover about Fellowship, you can find some links below, and as always there will be timestamps. Use them to find what you're looking for and leave satisfied. We're going to click on play, and we're going to jump in and have a look at the currently available heroes. And yes, with that said, there are heroes here. You don't create and customize your own character. You are picking a hero that has a name, that has a backstory, that has a past, that has a history, and you are playing on them. I know. First up, we have Helena. Difficulty 1 of 5 stars. Her description reads, despite being weighed down by full plate armor, Helena is always ready to charge into the fray to protect her companions. She is a melee tank that uses builder and spender mechanics, and she excels on the front lines, taking hits instead of her allies. Using combo points, Helena can perform powerful attacks and generate toughness. Toughness is her main resource for mitigating incoming damage and surviving dangerous encounters. Yeah, her playstyle seems to be pretty run-of-the-mill standard fare warrior, and that's good, by the way. It's a well-known playstyle that will appeal to a lot of people, so it's a fine choice. Helena is a stern presence within the Fellowship, maintaining a seasoned warrior's discipline. She uses her shield that she wields to protect others, but also to distance herself from becoming too familiar with her companions, lest she suffer the burden of loss again. I kind of like the backstories, actually. I specifically like the one that Meiko has. We're going to move on to Meiko next. Meiko's our next tank. Difficulty 5 out of 5 stars. Big difference there. As a martial artist, Meiko utilizes a variety of fighting techniques to empower herself and defend her allies. Meiko is a melee tank that uses ability combo mechanics. She excels in the front lines, taking hits instead of her allies. She uses ability combos to perform powerful finishing moves. Big cooldowns and self-buffs allow her to mend her own wounds and survive dangerous attacks. Her biography, which is my favorite of the bunch. Evil destroyed her home and her purpose. Now only she remains. Meiko cannot undo what has happened to her people, but she can avenge them. That will be her purpose now. Yeah. So if you're looking for the anime protagonist, look no further. It is Meiko. I dig it. You know, I laugh at it, and I kind of make fun of it, but it's actually great. And it's nice to have something like that in there. It's like, it's simple, you know, and it's satisfying. And it appeals to most of us. Don't lie. It appeals to you. Yeah. Okay. She plays pretty much like a monk would in World of Warcraft. Not exactly, because there's a bit of a distinction to be made. But she has a lot of like those combo moves that sort of skirt the line between monk and rogue. And it's quite fun, but it's a lot more button mashy than the other tank, Helena. For our DPS, Rime. Our first DPS here. Difficulty 1 of 5 stars. Channeling the forces of spirit and ice, Rime conjures powerful spells to decimate her foes. Rime is a spellcasting damage dealer with builder and spender mechanics. She excels at focusing down the biggest threat from a distance. Many of Rime's abilities fill an anima bar to deal spikes of damage and generate winter orbs. She uses winter orbs to cast dangerous spells. Yeah, awesome design here. Kind of looks a bit like a night elf, I feel. And her spells and abilities and stuff look really cool as well. The biography reads, blessed or maybe cursed by the spirits of the land, Rime was given the ability to manipulate the flow of anima around her, a skill that her tribe thought lost to their past. She uses this ability to manipulate the water and ice around her, teaching enemies to respect the elemental forces. So yeah, sort of like a mage, but limited to just those two schools of magic, the spirit and ice magic. And again, I will just say she looks pretty cool. Then we have Tariq, our second damage dealer. Difficulty 4 out of 5 stars. Description: Tariq channels Storm and Fury to deal immense damage to his enemies. Tariq is a melee damage dealer that uses Builder and Spender and timing mechanics. He excels in the front lines to flank his enemies while they face the tank. Timing his abilities around his swing timer will maximize his damage and Fury generation. Fury is required for Tariq to perform powerful attacks. Tariq comes from a long line of champions. He is strong of hand and stronger of heart. He lived a simple life of calm and peace, but one fateful day, his partner and child were lost in the wars of the clans. Yeah, that's another stereotypical backstory. I do like it, and I love the character. He looks pretty badass. So I haven't spent much time on him yet, but it sort of feels like how you'd expect the Fury Warrior and the Arms Warrior to play if you combine the two with a splash of stormy flavor, I would say. It's cool. Nice character. Our first healer is Sylvie. 3 out of 5 stars difficulty. Sylvie is a healer who uses her innate connection to nature and its many friends to heal her allies and harm her foes. Sylvie is a healer that uses pet management mechanics and excels at sending her pets to heal her allies over time and attack her enemies. She commands her flutterflies and plants to heal, while her boom shrooms attack enemies. Her powerful heal over time spells allow her to prepare for battle and endure long and sustained fights. Her biography: abandoned at a young age, Sylvie was taken in and raised by the forest itself. She spent her childhood under the protection of its boughs and learning the natural cycles of magic from her friends, the flutterflies. So this is sort of like a druidic healer, but you've got some like pet mechanics mixed in there for the healing. It's very cool. I feel like it's quite a unique style of gameplay, and it's really fun. I have a tough time picking between the two healers that are available, which of the two would be my favorite, but her style generally pushes it over the edge for me. I really like the way the character looks as well. I'm not sure what exactly the race is here, but I love it. It would be cool if they gave us a little bit more of a backstory on that, but yeah. Anyway, moving on. Our final character and our second healer, Vigour. 1 out of 5 difficulty. As a dwarf who divines the true meaning of runes, Vigour wields powerful healing spells to bolster and protect his allies and smite his enemies. Vigour is a healer that uses builder and spender mechanics. He excels in the middle of his allies, where he can sustain them with powerful AoE heals. As a wielder of radiant runes, he must choose how and when to cast his most powerful spells. His strong direct healing grants him an advantage in reacting to an ever-changing battlefield. The biography reads: Vigour taps into the very essence of light with ease, a power he uses to defend those in need from the many forms of darkness that seek to corrupt the world. His sacred duty is not only to heal the wounded, but also strike down those who would use shadows to harm the innocent. And that right there is our final character. He plays sort of like a priest would in World of Warcraft. Many of the same types of spells. It is quite literally almost one-to-one in terms of how they play, and it's nice. It's a decent fit. That's the end for our characters, however, and as I transition into the outro here, I will say that while I really like the heroes available and I love the style of the game and the cozy feeling I get when I'm playing it, I'm not sure that going with preset heroes that can't be customized in any way is good for a game like this. You absolutely need to give players something to care about, and usually a pre-made hero just won't cut it in that regard. You're making a game that's literally all about either running dungeons or improving and working on your character, so when fully half of the game is rendered pointless because of the lack of customization and the lack of attachment to your character, you'll find that players just won't care to stick around. So my suggestion would be to split this up a little bit. Male and female for all the heroes, rename them to classes instead of actual characters, and then give them some basic customization to start with. That's it. You don't need to do a lot, and I don't think that it's going to break the entire game if you do something like that. You just go from there. Otherwise, as mentioned, I will just say on the positive side of things, the style of the characters, the style of the game, the visuals, I kind of love all of it. I love the idea of the world, and I even love the idea of the game, you know? Something quick and easy to jump into on the side. It's sick. Yeah. So as long as you give players a lot of stuff that they can work on, that they can customize, that they can work towards, that will make them happy. I think that along with character customization, there better be some form of housing that you can invite your friends to come and check out. And then you need to earn different items and stuff that you can use for your housing, you know, trophies and other goodies that you can display in your home to give you another piece to work towards. But the game, it looks great. It looks like it has tremendous promise. So I am pretty excited to see where they go with this. I really just hope that they listen to not just me, but I suppose the community on this, and they perhaps consider something like character customization. It would make me very happy, that's for sure. I mean, you can still sort of stick with the idea that you've got here. You can just spice it up quite a lot. Anyway, that's it. I'm done. A quick look at Fellowship and what's available in here. And I'd love to hear from you guys if you sort of agree with what I've said, or if you have a different idea in mind, or if you're just happy with it as it is. I mean, that's what these tests and stuff are for collecting input. So that's my input. I'd love to hear yours. You can, as always, give this video a like and share it and do all that other good stuff. Yeah, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can find my links below, my coffee page, my Twitch channel, and all the rest. And hey, yo, happy picking those heroes in Fellowship. Happy that.